What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to scrape LinkedIn profiles by creating a simple workflow in N8N. So let's get started. To scrape LinkedIn profiles, I'm going to use this tool called Apify. Apify is an incredible tool that you can use to scrape any website and automate projects. So since we'd like to scrape LinkedIn profiles here, I'm going to search for a tool that scrapes LinkedIn profiles. So I'm going to search for LinkedIn profile scraper, then click on search. Here you can see 93 tools that you can use to scrape LinkedIn profiles. So you can scrape company profile, user profile, so on and so forth over here. Since we like to scrape people's profiles, I'm going to use this tool right here. So I'll open this tool on a new tab. So now to scrape LinkedIn profiles, all you have to do is just add the LinkedIn URL over here and come over here and click on start to scrape the LinkedIn profile. You can see that our tool ran successfully. Here we got the about section of this LinkedIn user. We got their avatar, certifications, city, company name, education details, name, and the LinkedIn URL. Now to get this profile that we just scraped over here to our workflow, I'm going to click on an API right here, then scroll down below where it says get dataset items. And here I'm going to copy this link and go back to our workflow. And here I'll search for HTTP request node and click on this node. And here, well, in the URL, I'm going to paste the links that we just copied and click on test tab. Now here you can see the profile that we just scraped right here. So you can see the about section, the activities, avatar, banner image, certification, city, company name, education, project, similar profiles, and the LinkedIn URL over here. So here I'll click on back to canvas. Now here we can also scrape the LinkedIn profiles from our workflow over here instead of having to add our dataset ID over here. So to do that, I'm going to delete this URL over here, and then I'll open Apify's documentation. Then down below I'll search for the API that I would like to call. Here I'm going to click on the run and act asynchronously with input and get dataset items. Then here I'm going to copy the URL. Then I'm going to go back to our workflow, and then here I'm going to click on import URL, then paste our URL over here, and then click on import. So here we'll add the actor ID right here, our API token over here, and our JSON over here. Let's start by adding our actor ID. To get our actor ID, here I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go back, and I'll go back to our tool. The URL, just copy the unique ID of this tool, and then come and paste it over here. This is the unique ID of this tool. The next thing we're going to do here is we're going to add our API token over here. So I'll click on expression right here, and then I'll expand it to add our API token. To get our API token, click on settings, then click on API and integration, and here click on create a new token, give it a description, you can call it test. Then here I'm going to click on create token, then I'll copy it. Then I'll go back to our workflow and paste our API token right here, and then click on back to canvas. And lastly, we're going to add our JSON right here. So on the specify body, we're going to click on using JSON and add our JSON right here. To get our JSON, I'll go back to our tool, which says manual and JSON, click on JSON. Then here I'm going to copy the over here. Then I'll go back to our workflow and paste the JSON over here. So this is a profile that I would like to scrape, which is awesome. Now to scrape the profile from our workflow, I'm going to click on test workflow. You can see our node is running over here, and our workflow is executed successfully. Now we are getting data from the LinkedIn profile that we just scraped over here. Here you can see the LinkedIn profile that we just scraped over here. Getting here the data, we're getting the about section, the activity, avatar, and image, certifications, company name, education, LinkedIn URL, projects, and similar profiles. All these LinkedIn profiles. So our node works perfectly. So here I'll rename it to LinkedIn profile scraper. Then click on rename. Now after we've scraped our LinkedIn profile, we can add their details to a Google spreadsheet. In Google Sheet, I've created a spreadsheet that I've renamed to LinkedIn profiles spreadsheet. In this spreadsheet, I've created a sheet that I've renamed to LinkedIn profiles. This is the sheet that we're going to add our profiles information. So here we're going to add their name, company name, the about section, personalized first lines that we're going to generate from the About section and the LinkedIn URL over here. To add our LinkedIn profiles to this spreadsheet, our workflow here, I'm going to search for Google Sheet and click on Google Sheets. Here I'm going to click on Append Sheet. Here you'll need to create a new credential by clicking on Create a New Credential right here and click on Sign in with your Google account to create a new credential. In the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to N8N, and your connection will be created. I'm going to close this and find our document right here. This is our document. I'm going to find our sheet. Choose this sheet right here that we'd like to add our LinkedIn profiles data. Then here we're going to add values to our columns in our spreadsheet with the data that we scraped using Apify. For the name here, I'm going to search for the name. We're going to drag the name right here. Company name is this company name over here. For the About section, I'm going to clear this and search for the About over here. Drag it over here. For the personalized first line, we're going to generate it later on. And then we'll update the spreadsheet with the personalized first line for this lead. And lastly, we're going to drag the LinkedIn URL over here. So here I'm going to search for LinkedIn URL. Then here I'm going to drag the LinkedIn URL over here, which is this URL. To add our scraped LinkedIn profile to our spreadsheet, I'm going to click on Test tab. You can see it's executing our node. You can see the LinkedIn profile that we just scraped over here. We added their name, company name, about section, and the LinkedIn URL. Now let's go ahead and generate a personalized first line for this lead in case we wanted to send them an outreach email. So here I'll click on Back to Canvas, and here I'll rename this to LinkedIn profile data. And then click on rename. Now to generate a personalized first line for this lead, we're going to use AI. So here I'll search for OpenAI. Then click on OpenAI. And here I'm going to click on message model. Yeah, you'll also need to create a new credential over here. Clicking on create a new credential. Then from your OpenAI API, add your API key right here. Then click on save to create a new credential. Since I had already created my credential, I'm going to close this. And here I'm going to choose a model. I'm going to choose GPT-4 3.5 Turbo, since it's a much more quicker model. And here we're going to add the prompt for the system role, which could be on the lines of, you're an intelligent writing assistant. Then to add the prompt for the user role, I'm going to click on add a message. I'm going to click on expression and expand this so we can add the prompt for the user role. The prompt for the user role could be on the lines of, generate a personalized, intriguing, and captivating first line for a cold email based on the leads in LinkedIn about data and LinkedIn URL scraped from LinkedIn. Here we're adding the LinkedIn data or the description, and the LinkedIn URL over here. The first line should be engaging, relevant, and complementary, designed to hook the lead into reading further without being pushy or salesy. And here we're outlining a couple of rules for the AI to follow, where we're telling the AI to output only the first line with no explanations or additional text. We're also telling the AI not include suggestions or placeholders like mention a specific property type or service in the output. The output should be a fully written, personalized first line based on the LinkedIn content. And lastly, we're telling the AI to not include quotation marks around the first line. And here I'm going to click on Back to Canvas. Here we like to output our content as a JSON. Now to generate a personalized first line for this lead, I'm going to click on Test step. And see he generated for us an incredibly personalized first line for this lead. The first line is on the lines of, I stumbled upon your impressive work with the jobs profile accelerator platform at Accenture and knew I had to reach out. That's a very personalized first line for this lead. Here click on Back to Canvas. I'll rename this to first lines generator. And click on rename. Now we can update our spreadsheet with the first line that we generated for our lead. So here I'll search for Google Sheets, click on Google Sheets, and here I'll click on update row in sheet. Here I'll choose our spreadsheet, and here I'll choose our sheet. I'll click on Back to Canvas, and we can rename these to first lines. I'll click on rename and open this node. Column to merge, can use the name. Then you can drag the name right here. And then the column that I would like to update is a personalized first lines column. I'll drag the personalized first line over here. Now to update our row with a personalized first line, I'm going to click on Test tab. You can see our node was executed successfully. We added the personalized first line over here. So now you can see the personalized first line was added to our column over here using our workflow over here. So our workflow works perfectly. Here we're scraping any LinkedIn profile, and we're adding the data to a spreadsheet. Then we're using the about section to generate a personalized first line for the lead, and then updating the lead, spreadsheet with the personalized first line that we generated using AI over here. You can see the spreadsheet that we're adding our lead, we're adding the name, company name, about section, personalized first line, LinkedIn URL. Scraping another profile from LinkedIn using our workflow. So in our spreadsheet, I've created another sheet that I've named to LinkedIn URL. I'm going to copy my LinkedIn URL, go back to our workflow, then I'll open our node over here. Then over here, I'm going to paste our LinkedIn URL, and then click on back to Canvas. Now to scrape out my profile, add my data to a spreadsheet, and generate a personalized first line, and then update our row with the personalized first line. I'm going to click on test workflow. That our workflow was executed successfully. Yeah, we scraped my profile over here. So we go to the about page, my activity, avatar, banner image, country experience, posts, and my LinkedIn URL over here. Then we added my data to a spreadsheet, and with this node, we generated a personalized first line from my about section. The first line is on the lines of, Dennis, your expertise in workflow automation and systematizing operation is truly impressive. I see a great opportunity to enhance your automation journey even further. Very personalized line, and I'm updating my profile data with a personalized first line in our spreadsheet. So now I open our spreadsheet, you can see we added my profile data over here, added my name, company name, about section over here, the personalized first line that we generated using our workflow, and my LinkedIn URL over here, using the simple workflow that I've created in N8N. Now, if you have a workflow or an AI agent that you'd like for me to create using N8N, just comment down below in the comment section. If I land on your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire workflow or AI agent from scratch in N8N. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.